Today I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful boutique-esque style bow. It is normally called the Lacquer Boutique Bam Bowl. I'm sorry if my pronunciation's terrible there, which roughly translates to hoop boutique bow. So that's what I'm going to refer to it as the hoop boutique bow. So this is what we're looking at today. And it's all in 1.5 inch ribbon. And I'll put all the measurements in the description below, which are all here, and where all the pin placement is and everything like that. That'll all be in the description box, and I'll put a little snippet about here so you can see. But I've got my ribbon, and I'm going to do this two-tone as well, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And I've already got everything pinned just to make it a little bit quicker. So as you can see, I've got pale purple and we've got the dark purple. This is also going to help make it easier for you for the visual learners. So as you can see, I'll take one off just so you can see. It's 4 times 36 on this colour, which is the bottom colour, which will be the inner bit. So these, and for your top layer, it's 19 centimetres. And you can pin, depending on how you sort of do your measurements and things like that, it's either pin at 18 centimetres or pin 1 centimetre down from here. So like I said, you can either pin 1 centimetre from that edge, or you can pin 18 centimetres from that direction, like so. And you do 2 from the left, 2 from the right, and you want your pins, if you're doing 2 colours, you want your pins from the left and your pins from the right on the same colours. So you 2 left, dark purple, 2 right, light purple, or whichever way around it is. I'm not very good at my left and my right, so like I said, you have to follow along, because like I said, I confuse myself sometimes, let alone other people. That's what dyspraxia is for you. So this is how we start. And using your pin as a guide, the other thing I've done on the end of all of these, I've not only heat sealed them all in the blue clear bit of the flame, I've taken this and I've pinched all the ends at the side, because that gives you a guide as well. Because we're going to take this side, so from here, bring your 2 pieces together and you twist, so that that mark that we've just made, so that guide centre, meets that pin there. Now I'm one for clips, so I have these clips here, and I'm going to clip this in place and this corner in place so that it's all held. And then take this side and we flip that over, and again you can move your clip and then take this through and up, so it's back lined up with that pin. Move your clips, and that is your first piece. And then we're going to repeat it exactly the same again. So we've got the mark in the centre here. Make sure your 2 pieces of ribbon are lined up. Loop it round. You can either bring it like this and twist it down, or you can just loop it round, whichever way is easier for you. Just make sure it's centered. Some more clips. Clip, clip, fold round at that edge. Go, take this bit up and lay it so it's over the edge there. Clip, clip, make sure everything's lined up to where you pin it, and you'll see that they both look exactly the same. I'm going to put them to them sides, and then we're going to do it this way, only we're going to do it the opposite side now. We're going to do it, instead of doing it from this side, we're doing it from this side. And again, that's got the mark, keep them together, loop them round. More clips. You can just use a pin. I just use clips because it just makes it easy for me for some reason. Fold it round, bring this up and turn it so it is lined up with all those edges. And like I said, either clip or take your pin, and you can do this instead if you haven't got clips. Okay, last one. Take this one. Again, make sure your ribbon's lined up. Centre it. There we go. 2 clips. Fold it over. Thread it through your loop. And bring it so it's lined up. And like I said, move your clips or your pin. Just make sure all your edges are all level. Okay, so now what's the other thing is this is the back. We have been working from the back. So the first thing we need to do, because this is the shape of the back, and you've got this edge, when you flip it over, that edge is all kept in. So flip them all over so that we've now actually got the fronts, and what you want is these two together and these two together. Can you see? So this is the edge we're going to stitch along, and if we flip this round, light purple, dark purple, dark purple. So as you can see, you've got your colour coordination there, and when we're stitching we'll be doing it like this. So it'll be going up, and as you can see, the pins, because this is why I keep them in as well, they're all facing the outside. So that's how you know you've got it right. If it looks like this, and this is where I used to go wrong myself, this is why I'm showing you. If it looks like this with the curve going in, instead of like you have to excuse me, I've just confused myself. Wait a minute. Yeah, I had one of those wrong way around. So yeah. So you want the pockets in. You want this pocket where you can't see this line here. You want it this way. That is the front. Okay. So hopefully that helps some of you. Let me find my needle and thread, and I always use long needles, and I've got a recommendation for them, so I'll put them in the description box below. And I always use Gutermann's extra strong thread, doubled. And we're going to do 6 stitches to get 3 creases on each piece, because again, that's another place where people don't realise how important it is. And if you do inconsistent amount of stitches on each piece, because I used to back when I first started, because I didn't believe it made any difference, it does. If you've got a piece that's got 4 stitches and then another that's got 6, etc., it won't balance right, and it will sort of ruin the whole design of the bow. So starting with this piece at the bottom, you want to go from above, starting where the pieces all come together. Here, so that's 1, 2, we'll just go a little bit, 2, 3, 4 underneath the pin, 5 down, and 6 should be back up. And as you can see, that will give you 3 nice even creases. And there's that one. And then from this one, we start from this edge. So we started at the bottom here at the curve, and we're starting from the point here. And again, make sure all your layers are sandwiched. So if one slipped back a little bit, or 2, don't be afraid to give them a little push and get them all back lined up how they should be, so you can stitch through all your layers. So again, from above, 1, 2, 3 under the pin, 4 from behind the pin, 5 down, and 6 back up as all your layers are meeting again. Move them down, and again, starting from this loop edge on this piece, where all the layers are joining, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, 6 up as everything joins again. Okay, some of my edges are slightly fraying, so I'm just going to give that a quick run with my lighter. Move that up, and again from this point this time, just check everything, because you want to make sure you've got all of those. So you've got this bit where it's folded over, this bit in the middle, and this side here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, take your clip off, 5 down, 6 up as all the layers are ending. And again, I'm just going to give that a little and I will show you a trick for tying off as well. You can take your pins out at this point. I always leave mine out until the last minute because, like I said, back when I was first starting, it's easier to pin everything in and have everything ready to go again if you've made a mistake with your stitching, etc. Because what you can do is you can just cut that off and pull the stitches out and everything's still pinned in place. But what I do, this is a cinch method. So do a little bit of tail this side and a little bit of a length this side, and then you can take it and pull it like this, all nice and tight, and again keep it nice and tight. Once more for look. There we go. And don't be worried about it looking messy at this moment in time. There you go, 3 creases on each one. So as you can see, this is what it looks like at the front when it's all nicely cinched, and this is what the back will look like once you've got all your layers cut. So like I said, that's really important, you made sure you cut everything. And then with this excess thread, what I like to do, because as you can see, you see a circle there, is I bring one across that way, and then I will go one across this way and down, and one more across, and then just stitch one in the back, nice and tight, everything all nice and secure, and then you can cut your excess thread off. Don't be worried if it looks a bit messy at the moment. Cut that off. Cinch thread on that side, because we can adjust it and set it once we are done. And there you go, this is what the front, and this is the back. Like I said, you've got 3 nice creases on all of your pieces, which, like I said, helps with the lay of the bow as well. And then I've got my spikes. Now I have cut and sealed half of my spikes, as you can see. What I might do, purple, yeah, I'm going to add one dark purple in. just to give it more balance. But like I said, I'll show you a trick I've learned for getting even, equal spikes, which is what these are. So all of my spikes are 1.5 centimeters because it's 1.5 ribbon. So I'm going to pin at 1.5 centimeters on both my ends in the center, and then what you can do is fold them, take your scissors, and using that as a guide, you can take your pin out and then sort of let it free a little bit at the, and then in the blue clear bit of the flame, there you go, nice even spikes. And again, line it up so it's folded in half, guide, take your pin out, let it open a little bit, blue clear bit of the flame. I'm not perfect at spikes, I don't do them very often for this reason. I prefer base bows personally. But there you go. So now I've got 4 spikes, all equally depths width there. And then I'm going to layer them. Like so. I'm going to bring them all together, line them all up so they're all equal. And where your V's are, fold in half, and then fold again. I'm just going to do a little heat crease there, and then we can take a pin from beneath like so, and I also use a couple of clips for this. So turn them, and where your points meet, put a little clip here, line it up so your points are just over each other. And last one there, and then twist it this side and just make sure these ones are the same. So again, just over, just a little bit over, and just a little bit over. So this is the spike pattern that you should have, and we're going to do 6 stitches again to get 3 creases. And these are 4 times 17 centimeters, but again, it's all in the description box below. So just thread my needle. And then fold it so that they're all pretty much lined up. There we go. I keep the clips on until I'm done, just so everything stays in place. And then from above, from where the triangle is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and your 6th one should be back up through the triangle that side. At this point you can push your pin down and take that from underneath, and then pull your thread through. There you go, 3 creases. Wrap that around a good couple of times and then stitch that off in the back. There we go. This is what you will have. This is a spike pattern you get for this particular combination. And then I'm going to take the excess thread, because like I said, I'm not a big one for glue, right up through the centre. Just untangle that. There we go. So that's up through there. Just going to make that a little bit more flared so it sits like that. And then take your main bow up through the centre. Line it all up. So you want something like this, because you want these spikes to be like so. I put my thumb on the middle, and again take your thread around and wrap that through there, and it takes the bulk out and makes it nice and tight, and then you can stitch off in the back. Cut that extra off. As you can see, I've got some coordinating 9mm and a 60mm clip. So just going to glue the clip to the back of the bow. I like to use a bigger clip just to give it a bit more balance. There we go. And then we've got the coordinating 9mm. Again, heat seal the end. A little bit of glue there. Open your clip up, and where everything's centred, that's where you put your 9mm. Wait for it to set a second, and then you want to bring it round. So as you can see, you're getting a bit of the stitching here, so don't worry about that, because we're going to do a bigger, wider middle to cover this, because with these it sometimes falls in this cinch. So wrap it round once and then go again. And on the second time you can try and spread it out if you prefer, but most people do chunky middles on these for a reason. So take that over, because this is more for keeping your clip secure to your bow. There is that. And then with my 1.5 ribbon, I cut it down into 1" ribbon with a wood burning tool, which is this, well, my soldering iron / wood burner. So I've got this skinnier piece. What we're going to do is I'm just going to see how much I need to wrap round to get a nice secure wrap. Out there. So that is about 10 centimetres. And with your thumbs, make an S shape. So like this. And then with your lighter or wood burning tool, whichever you prefer, clear blue part of the flame, and melt it so it's sealed. And then you take the other end and you want to do exactly the same thing. Pinch it to make an S, seal it in the blue clear bit of the flame. I'm going to take my wood burning tool and just do the edge. There we go. So then you get this like little scrunch effect. So you get a dip here and a dip there. Now on one of the flat sides where the plain colour is, you want a bit of glue there. Turn your bow over, and just over the centre, so not on the centre, just over it, start there, hold it down a second, and then take this from underneath when it's held, from underneath, you take it over, like this, and then you bring this side over here so it's the opposite side. Okay. Manipulate it into the centre more so than there. Okay. And then I adjust my loops so that they're all up. You can literally take your fingers and give it a pull like this. And there you go, a super cute, super pretty hooped boutique bow. Thanks for watching, bye!